My name is Remy. I'm 15 years old and I'm in year 10.
I'm Millie, I'm 17 years old and I'm in year 11.
My name is Elliot. I am 17 years old and I am in year 11.
I'm Carla, I'm 17 and I'm in year 12.
My name is Harley, I'm 18 years old and I'm in year 12.
I like photography and computers, I think.
I love music, I play quite a few instruments, I read quite a few books, and I do like some creative writing sometimes.
I used to dance, I like drawing, chilling with friends, sport.
I like guitar, acting, singing, performing, video games.
I like playing basketball, hanging out with friends. I love acting.
When I was in year 9, I came out as gay at school.
So I went to my old school from year 7 to end of year 10. I never really felt comfortable around my friends. I guess I was sort of like pretending to be happy around them.
I was the first openly out male at school. It was just a lot for me to deal with. It's very hard coming out as anything different, being different to the norm.
Start of year 11, I moved to my new school. The girls I became friends with, I guess they're more like party girls, more out there, so I felt the need to like be more like that.
The whole coming out experience was overwhelming at the time. I didn't want it to be such a big thing, but obviously it became this massive thing.
I wasn't confident like inside, so I felt like I needed to do stuff to fit in and make myself look cooler or whatever. I guess that led to internal peer pressure. Go a little more crazy with boys and drinking and stuff. Just stuff that I'd regret like the next day. I like partying and stuff, but I went a bit over the top and stuff.
When I was at my old school, I didn't fit in great with the guys. I found a lot of solace hanging out with girls. It was more natural. It's the only place I felt like I could really be myself.
In year 8, I went up this like social ladder. My close friends would make fun of me and it would hurt me. They would pick on like the way I act. I think I'm like a really goofy and like interesting person to be around and like kind of intense. When they would make fun of me or use stories to like make fun of me to other people, that especially people that I was trying to impress, I would take that energy that I was frustrated at them, and instead of talking to them maturely, I took it out on other people in the year that I deemed as not as up to my standard or level.
There were very few guys who did performing arts. You know, I liked to sing and to dance, and I guess you could say I was a bit flamboyant. I liked expressing myself, and maybe that didn't conform to what the guys thought a typical guy was. So yeah, I was defined as, you know, a gay kid who only hung around girls.
I just felt like because my close friends were still making fun of me, I needed to like make fun of other people to feel more powerful.
I remember one day when I tried to go over to a group of guys just to hang out, you know, and they said, it's like, what are you doing here? You only hang out with girls. I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm friends with girls, but you know, I still want to hang out with guys. And they said, sorry, we don't hang out with girls. I'm like, but I'm not a girl. And they're like, we think you might be.
I felt alone, but I also just felt like really like vulnerable too.
Made me feel really insecure. I never questioned, you know, my masculinity before. I didn't think the people who you hung around with defined you.
In year 7, my friends would always like have stuff to do at lunch, like they'd have like chemistry or chess club or stuff, and I didn't do that. And so I basically spent my lunches alone. I was so shy and nervous about like talking to other people and initiating. No one would speak to me and I would speak to no one else pretty much. And eventually I started feeling just so like by myself. It was a very lonely period of time in my life.
I'm very lucky because I haven't experienced any full targeted open homophobia, but it's just a constant chatter, constant gossip of people using gay or other words which are insulting, and just that little sudden insecurity. It's a construct which you can't control. It's just part of society.
All my friends were so concentrated in this one clique, and when they all did stuff that I wasn't really interested in, I couldn't really talk to anyone else because, well, I mean, I definitely could have, but I just felt like I couldn't have because I know I had other friends, but it felt like I didn't, and it felt like I was alone. It felt like whenever I walked somewhere, people would walk around me with like a meter space or something, but only specifically around me. So I had like my own little bubble. And other times it just felt like I was invisible.
It was a very sudden change in friends, especially because a lot more girls feel comfortable with me compared to a lot of guys feel more uncomfortable with me. I didn't necessarily lose them, it was more just no more sleepovers. Stuff like that made them feel uncomfortable, which I fully get. People like think about you in a certain way. There's a lot of stereotyping. If you're this sort of person, oh, you must be gay, or if you're this sort of person, you must be straight.
I felt like I couldn't be myself. I felt like if I did anything that would cause like attention towards me, people just like look at me funnily.
I went out of my way to try change who I was to look more masculine and try to evade the accusations of being effeminate. I would try to be quieter, and I would try to swerve away from performing arts. I would play sports that I didn't necessarily want to play just because all the guys played it. So it was hard because you don't get to be yourself when you're doing stuff like that.
Even though I felt alone on the inside and didn't really know who I was, like people probably saw me as a cheerful party girl. I needed to be a different person, and in order to fit in when that person wasn't really me.
I just feel like they were trying to place me into this category. I'm not gay, and gay should never be used as a slur. It felt like they were limiting my ability to be who I was. They were choosing, and that really hurt. It felt really shit. Yeah.
When my mother passed away, to protect myself from like being hurt, I've sort of walled myself off a lot from other people. It takes a little while longer for me to like form like a deep connection with someone, because if I lose that person, I don't want to feel that same loss that I did. So that definitely contributed to my loneliness. There was a very quick catalyst for like things improving, and that was me auditioning for the musical.
Moved to a new school, my current school. It's been incredible.
Pretty much instantly people were being like, wow, Harley, congratulations on getting the main role. I started becoming more social, and I started talking to more people because I realized people don't hate me and they didn't really have a reason to.
I haven't felt out of place a minute. I've been able to completely be myself, find the most wonderful friends.
I've kind of gotten myself to a point where if people are uncomfortable with me, I don't have to seek their acceptance because I've already accepted myself, and that's enough.
I sort of realised like it's better to just be myself and feel comfortable, because like going crazy at parties, it didn't make me happy.
I could be myself, I could be more confident, I could be more energetic.
I feel like I'm a lot more myself, and I feel like I'm able to be a lot more of a kind and caring person. Being myself was really important. I was not myself when that happened. That's not the type of person I would ever want to be. I ignored other people in the year that were actually really good people, and now that I'm older, I'm actually friends with a lot of those people because I let go of that ego and I've understood that there's so many great people around me.
It made me really value the things that they tried to bring me down for. It made me appreciate who I really was looking back on it.
You have to really, really look inside and understand yourself before you can hope anyone else to understand you. And I'm also very grateful that I did it at a young age, so I didn't have to live some of my life pretending to be something that I'm not.
When I was alone, it definitely felt like I was the only one, but now that I'm here, I realize that everyone goes through something like that.
A message for younger teenagers:
To be kind to everyone because we really don't know what's going on in other people's lives.
don't let other people push you around.
Teenagehood is hard. It is super tricky. I think the most important thing is really be comfortable with yourself.
If you focus on like your own group of friends or focus on social hierarchies, you miss out on all these amazing people around you.
If you close yourself off from other people, they obviously aren't going to want to talk to you because you're not giving them the chance to do that.
Let people know how you're feeling rather than just keeping it inside. If you don't feel comfortable with something, don't do it. If you don't feel like that person is you, don't do it.
You're not alone. People care about you, even if you don't realize it.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
I am who I am, and I'm proud to be me.
I am who I am and I'm proud to be me.
I am who I am and I'm proud to be me.
I am who I am and I'm proud to be me.
I am who I am, and I'm proud to be me.